Hey everybody, welcome to Fire in the Hole. It's been a hell of a day. I want to thank Lauren so much. This is the shirt that I never got. This is the one that got away. The shirt that I've wanted more than almost any other shirt in my rock shirt collection, which is beyond insane at this point. So she had an XL and she sent it to me because it doesn't fit her anymore. And Leo, come on, turkey lurkey. So I can't thank her enough, because this is, to me, this is one of the most amazing shirts that I never bought, and I've always been sad that I missed out on it, especially the red one, because it's a really unique original one. Even if you look it up on Google, you see most of them are all black or white with black and red, or red and white, or what the other combinations of the colors, but the red one is the one that's popping, and the back is really amazing. It's got the picture of the guard with the, and it actually says, I think it's a tour shirt as well, it says the King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime. So what do you think, Leo? So that's the way my day sort of began when Max came back from the mailbox holding the envelope. So, and then I went and looked at my babies, and I have a ripened pencil pod. And so if you put the picture already up on my Facebook, Leo, you're getting weird. You're going to start nibbling on me, aren't you? I'm not into that right now. So this is the first ripe pod that isn't a Mexican. This is the first ripe cat that's being a pain in the butt. Sorry, Leo. Bad timing, buddy. Alright. Oh, come on. Don't be like that. Go sit over there. Here, let me make a spot for you. I'll take away the Aristocrat CD. Okay. And you'll be all happy to have a little place to lay down in front of the smoke box there. Okay? How's that? How's that? Does that work for you? Alright, so I don't know if I can get I never seem to be very good at making it focus on the foreground thing. Now I got cat hair going in my apple juice. Okay. I'm so happy with this, because Leo, Mr. Persistent, okay? The bug, ever the bug. Alright, so I can't wait to taste this little fella, because I don't think pencils are very hot necessarily. I know that they can heat up if you get a whole bunch of them, or a big one, but this guy just a little guy. Oh, and when the pod first set on the plant, it was green, and we called it the banana because it was growing like this in the pod. It was hanging, or in the plant, it was hanging just like a banana, and we started calling it the banana. But it's been set for, I'm guessing, 4 weeks at least, like a month, and then it ripened yesterday or this morning. I can't remember. It was already yellow yesterday. But man, oh man, this is the cutest little pod. It's my first real pod, and these seeds I got from grocery store pencils. I just mixed up a whole random bunch of all different colors. So some of them, I'm guessing there'll be some orange ones, yellow ones, red ones, everything in between. I can't wait to taste it because I only clipped it off just a couple of minutes ago. Another cool thing, my neighbor across the street, his son Spencer, is a chili head, and it was really cool. He said, "Oh, I grew some pods for my son this year," and so I bumped into Spencer and brought him over and showed him all the craziness I got going in the garden. Gave him a little Mexican pod, just a little a starter, and so he said he hasn't really had many pods just like that. So I said, "Well, try the Mexican, see how you do." He's had some crazy sauces. There's him and his buddies, his bandmates. They do a wing night, a la Hot Ones, of course. Most of us got our start, or our hooks in with that format. Dave and I doing boards of wings, 10 crazy sauces, and so I can't wait any longer. I have to munch this yummy little banana, and it's not a banana pepper. It's a pencil pod, but the color sure is yellow. So I'm gonna bite it in half first, so I get a flavor. It should be super crunchy. It came off literally 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, maybe. So, for no further ado, fire in the hole. Oh, it's so sweet. Oh my goodness, it's so sweet. A little heat coming there too, but Mostly sweet, sweet, sweet. No kind of bitterness. Let's just go for the second half here. I guess that's probably where most of the placenta is going to be. Well, a little bitter at the top end there. Still sweet overtones. Initially, really, really sweet. There's all the seeds I love. That's a little spicy too. I think if you slice that up into a meal, it'd be putting some good heat in there. Kind of surprised, actually. Does Remy approve? Wow, that's yummy. Really surprising heat too. Wow. I'm really nervous about my super hots. If I eat one of those right off the vine, I can't imagine how hot that's going to be. I just read a thing on one of the pages. They were talking about a study that to see how much the heat decreases from the moment of picking to how much shelf life it has to endure before it gets its capsaicin level tested, and apparently it drops very rapidly. Heiko's always told me that too, that they're really hot when they're really fresh. The fresher they are, the hotter they are. And I'm going to believe that now, because those pencils, when I ate them in the grocery store, well, the ones that I got from the grocery store that I ate last year that these seeds came from, were very, very mild. Like I'd say on most people's scale of 1 to 10, probably maybe a 1 or a 2 at best. And now this is kind of lighting me up. I'm really surprised at the real heat in this pod. And I wouldn't say it's crazy like up there with a ghost or anything crazy like that, but it's probably it would kick a jalapeno's butt for sure. That's a little more than I was expecting, but that's a delicious pod. I can't believe how sweet. Nice yellow pod and ridiculously sweet. Oh, nom nom. Well, what a great day off it's been. Wednesdays, for so many reasons. Well, I guess I must show the back of the shirt, because it's more incredible, I think. Is there any way for me to do this and see myself here? Oh, there we go, almost. No, we're gonna turn around a little more down here-ish. That should be alright, I think. Amazing shirt. Thanks again to Lauren. Can't thank you enough. You can't know how happy I was. And take that, Justin Bieber. Have to do a comparison shot later of who wore it better. But Biebs next to the beard. And I had to say, tonight I was making dinner in the kitchen. I had the album on. I was rocking out so hard. I would hesitate to guess that I've never rocked out to that album so hard as I did tonight with this shirt on. And at the back of my mind, I was stirring something on stovetop, and I thought, hey, you know what? If Justin Bieber likes this album, if he's into this album for real, maybe there's hope. Maybe he's not nearly the monster I think he is, because I don't think you can love this album and not be a little clued in. And so I hope it's just not a thrift store off the hanger. That looks cool. I hope he actually genuinely likes and listens to the album, because it's a game changer. I love this album so much. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the first one with John Hudson as guitar, not Fatso anymore. Jim Martin. So it would have been Angel Dust would have been the last one with Jim Martin, and then King for a Day would be the first one with John Hudson, I believe. And the album of the year would be the one after, still with John Hudson. Amazing guitar player, completely underrated. He just gets no recognition. Nobody even knows his name, and he fits into the band so perfectly. And not that I don't miss Jim Martin. I love Jim Martin's style on those albums also. Real Thing, and it was a game changer for me. And to be honest, the first time I heard Epic on the radio, it was playing a lot on the radio, got a lot of play, and I didn't like it at all. I thought it was really horrible rap rock garbage that I didn't want to have anything to do with. And Dave, my chili supplier, my connection for my habit, Dave, the chili grower that's been on my channel, sitting behind me, and has supplied me with many pods. He was at my place on Bayshore. We were probably 20 years old, 21 years old. It's got to be 30 years ago. And we were watching Saturday Night Live, and it was John Goodman was the host, and he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Faith No More." And they came out and did Epic, and that changed my life. That changed my world. Everything changed when I watched them play that song on Saturday Night Live. Mike Patton's energy instantly addicted me. I couldn't get enough, and it was a complete 180. I so hated them when I heard them on the radio. I had no idea who or what they were, and then this song just and I realized later that I had a couple of tracks on a couple of albums. I had Bill and Ted, and so there was a couple of songs that I actually had of Faith No More. There was a lot of weird stuff like that for me, where I already owned a song. Like, did a Columbia House deal where I got a bunch of albums, and later on realized that these were nuggets. These were just solid gold. And like Ministry, in case you didn't feel like showing up, that was one of those ones that I just went, oh, Ministry, yeah, that'd be cool, and I just ordered it. And Frank Zappa, Shut Up and Play Your Guitar, 2-3 CDs set, and just sort of filled my order with stuff that didn't sound like it was shitty. And in later years found out that, oh my god, Last Action Hero has a lot of really cool stuff on it. Some Buckethead, and it's just really way ahead of where I would end up. I didn't realize it at the time. We've got some Primus on there, and some Faith No More oddities like Perfect Crime, stuff like that on Bill and Ted, and you know, Judgment Night. That's a fantastic. That still stands up, and that's almost a full-on hybrid album of rap and metal. Like it's a really strange one. So you got Slayer and Ice-T, and Faith No More and Booyah Tribe, and like there's these crazy matchups. And I just love that album. It seems to work in that instance, in that collaboration, that format. It really works well. I can still listen the hell out of that album. There's some from Cypress Hill, and I even forget now, House of Pain, and there's some Helmet, and I've forgotten all of the other collaborations, but it's a wicked album still to this day. So there, I eat a hot pepper and talk my ass off, and I can still feel the burn. That's a respectable burn. I'm really surprised. That's a little hotter than I thought it was going to be. Well, Mexicans can surprise me too. When you eat them just so fresh like that, they really have some respectable heat. I think also the idea of the rogue pepper. I didn't really understand the concept until I watched Shahina, the UK chili queen, on the morning show, and she ate what is that? The Apocalypse pepper? I can't even remember the name. It's the second hottest pepper next to the Reaper. It's just under the Reaper, and so she said that sometimes you can get a rogue pepper. It happens with any pod strain that will be hotter than all of its brothers, and just ridiculously hot, like way hotter. And I've heard Heiko talk about that with jalapenos. Sometimes you can get a rogue jalapeno that just will blow your head off. I've heard Johnny Scoville say the same thing. Sometimes you get a jalapeno that isn't a jalapeno. It was a friend of mine was telling me a story. They were having a shower, wedding shower, baby shower, something like that, and somebody made some poppers, and he said they were really good, they were really yummy, and he was chowing them down. And then he got one that he said he thought that they'd swapped out like a ghost pot or something, because it said the heat went from 1 or 2 on his needle to 8 or 9. Like he said, he was in panic mode almost. And they said, no, it's not a gag, we weren't trying to kill anyone, we didn't put a gag pot in there, and it was just a jalapeno. But that one jalapeno, he said it was blowtorch. So it can happen. I honestly wonder if I'd really know the difference. I mean, when you get up at that high end, like Johnny Scoville always says, you get up to that Reaper range, 7 pots and crazy stuff, it's going to be pretty hard to tell if it's, if it's a lot hotter, I don't know if it would maybe hit you like a 13 mil extract or a 9 mil extract or something, or just when a pod that's supposed to be 1,000,000 suddenly punches you in the mouth like right-handed doom, like it's 6 million or something like that. I don't know if any of those rogue pods have ever been capsaicin tested. It'd be really interesting to see if you could prove that there's a sort of a, and I'm sure for all the breeders. I had a fascinating conversation with Jimmy Pickles tonight. That was awesome. He's commenting, he was talking to the artist Brute that did this artwork out of the blue. Not even a friend of mine on Facebook. That's a real, like, we're Chilly friends, like with the Chilly community. But it was funny to see that we have this commonality. He's big into ministry too, and KMFDM. That also Brute did a bunch of artwork for their album covers and stuff. So we kind of went down a rabbit hole. It was fun, and but I'm betting that guys like Jimmy Pickles, if they could pick out that rogue and cross that, and so all of a sudden your pepper is 6 times as hot or something ridiculous like that, and preserve those genetics, or carry on those lines, then you could be into some serious pain. It would be. I'm guessing you could give Smokin' Ed a run for his money if you had the ability to know which one was the rogue, or any way of finding out sort of on the spot, other than just by way of taste buds and sweat. But like I said, I think we'd have trouble knowing really the high end. But anyways, that's wow, it's almost a 20-minute video to eat one little, but it's a celebratory pepper. That's my happiest day was when that little green pepper turned yellow like a banana, like the little banana that we had nicknamed it, not knowing it was green for so long. And I kept saying, every time we'd go out, I'd pick up the pot and I'd say, when is that thing gonna ever ripen? They just seem to want to stay green forever. I was almost going to take it off green, but patience, grasshopper, patience. Now I've been knowing, so my biggest producers in my little garden, I got 3 more minutes. I'm going to chop it off at 20. I can't stop talking. I'm a motor mouth. The biggest producers right now of my babies are the habaneros, and I have 2 pots of white habaneros. The one pot has gone insane. There's got to be 20 pods setting, big ones too. But you can't tell if they're still green or white yet. It's such a subtle color change, so I'm sort of waiting till it becomes obvious. When I look out and I go, oh, now it's white, because they're still light green. But then my other one, my orange habaneros, they're dark green, and there's no sign of ripening yet. But the orange hab plant has at least probably, I'm guessing 15 to 18, something like that, pods, and big ones, but all dark green. So I gotta wait for those to start turning orange. I know for sure they're orange habs. The Thai chilies are going crazy, but all green, forever green. Some of them getting kind of big too for a Thai chili, I think. The pencil pods all across the board are dropping fruit left, right, and center. Like some of the pods are almost as tall as some of the plants. That's a crazy thing to see. I've got a couple of small pots on the front porch that they're not very tall pots, but the pods are from the top of the plant almost touching the pot. So they're producing really long pods. Really beautiful. But of course, none of those are changing color yet. But much stuff to come. I just can't believe how healthy and happy my babies are doing. The chocolate douglas have still the same kind of amount of pods. They don't seem to be setting any more fruit, but they're really, I guess, doubling down on what they have set already. And some of those pods just look dangerous. They look like UFOs, or they got that mushroom cloud shape that you just already know. And then some of them are pimply and bubbly, like, oh, you just know they're going to be super hot. Scorpions, producing lots of cute scorpions. They grow so recognizably. They're so distinct from all the other pods. And most of the habaneros and ghosts have basically the same kind of a shape, kind of a fat Thai chili, kind of a fat middle, regular pointy chili kind of a shape. Anyway, so that's 19.5 minutes. Again, thanks to Lauren for the shirt. I will rock it for the rest of the time. It'll be one of my proudest shirts. And who else? Shout out Jimmy Pickles, Jim Morrow, hot pepper grower. It was so much fun chatting with you tonight there. A little nostalgic, talking about Uncle Al on Donahue in 1983. I was 14 years old watching that stuff go down. Glamour Al. Anyways, cheers everyone. Good night.